amazing journal, the Manuscripting Journal, when it comes to shadow work, when it comes to dark night of the soul, when it comes to your spiritual awakening or just life in general here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so incredible because if you're like me, I like to have tangible things. I like to write things down. It just helps me retain things, keep track of things if I want to look back. And I loved how it actually came with stickers so you can design it, make it your own. I put it on my laptop, I put it on my computer. So it's just really great.
Yeah, and just so you know here, we searched for a long time, especially as like man here in general here. This one here, so you know, it is owned by a woman. It is very women focused on here. However, 99% of the content applies to any gender.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might have some goddess language or feminine language or some pink colors, but just move past that because I searched for a long time. And this journal here, you can just see some of these tabs that are on here. I mean, it is really profound with all the tabs and all the sections getting here. Just a very heavy duty, well worth it journal for education, for learning, for discovery. I just highly recommend this journal.
Yeah, and you may have heard of like the term creating a vision board. So this is what I highly suggest. There is a specific tab that says vision board. And if you're like me and you have no idea what the heck you're doing, this is a step-by-step guide to kind of pave the way to show you, how to create that vision board. And it's your own. I mean, there's some people out there that do clippings from magazines and all that, but I was basic and I just got rainbow poster board, glitter, like things that I like, and wrote down my things. And a vision board is just so inspiring because it just helps you manifest your desires and really come to life.
I say, the one thing about this a lot too is there's a lot of education, a lot of one-on-one on here. So it really puts behind there the science behind things, the learning behind things, kind of the one-on-one behind things on here, which is really great from a learning aspect. And I can tell you what here, this was profound in my shadow work and my journaling. It was profound in my spiritual awakening, and it will be hard. It will be painful. It will make you cry. It will make you see yourself from a different light, put that ego aside. But if you truly want to learn, you truly want to dive deep into yourself, and you truly want to be able to become a better version of you, I mean, this journal has everything from the learning stages to the content stages. Just so much in here, and it's not religious based. It's
No.
spiritual based, it's human based. And if you don't want to learn about crystals, you can avoid or skip the section on crystals. If you want to learn about them, you can learn about them. If you don't want to learn about chakras, you don't have to. If you want to learn about chakras and explore the chakra centers, you can. So it really is a journal to make it your own on here, but it really has been profound journal I've ever found out there that has everything really all in one.
Yeah, and I'll say this part right here, the life design, this is where you need your box of tissues. This is where you really get to dive deep into yourself. It asks you questions that really make you think. So it kind of talks about, the different levels of frequency, high vibration, low vibration, to really understand, that positive energy, negative energy, whatnot. As you read on the questions, it's like, where are you now? Where do you hope to be? If you could have $1 million, what would you do with it? So just really has you think deep into like yourself and what you desire.
Yeah, and again, there's questions upon questions upon questions that are on here to really dive deep, set aside that time. But I mean, there's well over 30 questions on here, things to really look at on here as well. And again, I took that time, I really dove deep into it, and it really helped me out overall. And the cool thing is you'll get eventually in this about 3 months worth of these journal sections, just kind of like this on here. So 3 months worth of these journal sections for every day. When these do run out, you can always order more, but there's 3 months worth of these and this nice hard covered book you can get, very spine, very colors on here that you can choose. But it's just, again, very profound. And for people out there that do like to have an app, now again, this is a woman focus, so forget the language on there, but they have an amazing app that comes with this for totally free. So if you're into apps, if you're into finding things online or into joining groups on here online, it comes with this journal here absolutely free as well on top of that.
Yeah, and I just want to add, so there is a section like David was talking about journaling in like 3 months. Now, if you're like me and you're not consistent all the time, that's okay because I am on 3 months and I'm still on month one. Just because it's nice because it's not consecutive order. Like, so you can circle, the month that you're in, the day, the year. And then it asks you, questions like how to start off and then a whole page on what to write. What I want to preface is having that space. So creating your own space, and we'll talk about that. So having that special me time, and it's hard because in our everyday lives, we get busy with things, right? And I know for myself, it was hard for me to ask David to take some time, for myself because I didn't want to be selfish. But he says, being selfish in this sense is good because it allows you to really become a better person. So sometimes what I did was I would either do my meditation and then journal, or journal then do meditation, just depending on my mood. But setting that space and creating that calmness, to allow you to just reflect is fantastic.
Yeah, I just want to share really quick here kind of the table of contents that you guys can kind of see on here overall. That's kind of the first page on there for contents. Let's go to the next page on here just to kind of give you guys a glimpse of what this looks like on here as well. And then we can also see more here on the contents too. It just kind of keeps going. But again, very educational throughout this process. Lots of education. I like to circle things. That's what I do. Circle, highlight, color. She does stickers. She does more writing.
Yep.
But the cool thing about this is, after you're done doing this 6 months later, a year later, I still keep this. And when I go back and read this to when a year ago when it first started or a year and a half ago, it's speechless to see the journey and to see the changes and to keep developing on here. And it's something cool as a couple. Always respect your spouse or their partner and their privacy. But in time, if they want to share with you and they allow you to see that, you're going to be able to learn something about them from a different perspective. Even though you might think you've known them for 10, 15, 20 years, it's really cool if you want to share with your spouse or partner these areas and just let them read this. That's a really unique experience too.
Yeah, and I can touch on what David said, in that life ritual or the life design where it asks you your questions. At the time, my answers were different because I was a different individual. This was also done before my Spirit Quest journey in Sedona that we talked about. So my answers now are completely different, and it's really awesome to see how much I've changed, as an individual because of this. Another thing too is I like to keep like keepsakes and stuff. So it does have like a pocket here if you want to keep important information. So that's something that's really cool too.
And back to the learning aspect, again, you can see on here, it really teaches you about things. It's very educational on here. It really goes over the whole process with you. And another cool thing is if you have Spotify, for example, or a podcast, they have their own podcast Spotify playlist as well on here, in addition to their app and their online thing. So lots of cool free additional features with it. And I would highly recommend you get the hardcover on here.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I got the black and gold, which is my thing. She has hers
I got
on
the
there.
prism.
And again, if you're a man out there, forget the whole thing that it's a woman company. Forget about the whole word sisterhood.
This is for you.
Yeah,
This
is again 99% gender neutral out there, but it's the best thing I found out there that existed that had an all-in-one feature. So I would just highly recommend this here. Again, the Maniscripting Journal.
Yeah, absolutely. And we just wanted to come on here and kind of share with you what's helped us and what we absolutely love. We'll keep sharing, the things that we find that we want to share with you guys as well.
Yeah, but we'd love to hear from you. If you've used this Maniscripting Journal, if there's other journals out there that you like, please comment below. Let's have a discussion. But we just really are passionate about helping couples enhance their spirituality, helping couples grow, helping couples put their egos aside and sharing with one another. So you have to love yourself as an individual. You have to grow yourself as an individual. But once you can do that, then your love together can also be magnified on top of that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we just thank you guys so much, and we are excited to see your feedback and what you've learned, and hopefully you guys will go on and now purchase this. So let us know.
As always, we want to send you abundance and love, light, and life. Thank you so much.
Thank you.